Yo, what's up, y'all? Y'all know what it is. Your boy Rex the Prino in the building. DOAGH. Like to welcome y'all back. And today we'll be taking a look at Kamen Climax Heroes Double on Nintendo Wii. Now, previously on Diary of the Game, I actually took a look at the original Kamen Climax Heroes for the PS2, and for whatever reason, it seems to be my most popular review to date. And I don't know why. I don't. But I went and took a look at that video and man, Shaky Cam 1.0 was bad. You guys kinda had a point with that. But you know, like I say, with time comes improvement, and I done stepped way past Shaky Cam, and now we on Capture Card, man. It's real weird to see how far you've come within a span of a year and some change. So, you know, I do what I can. Like I say, man, my goal hasn't changed, it's still the same. Just to make sure to show off and educate and try to get you to learn something new and play something new that you probably wouldn't experience otherwise. And as long as you guys are out there doing that and I'm touching one person with this, then I'm doing exactly my job. But enough about that whacking off nostalgic, we've got a game to review. Now, as I said before I rudely interrupted myself, is that we are taking a look at Kamen Rider Climax Heroes Double. Think about the transition from Climax Heroes to Climax Heroes Double like you would Street Fighter 4 to Super Street Fighter 4 or Calamity Trigger to Continuum Shift. It's just an upgrade. It's not necessarily an overhauling of the system or anything like that. It's just an upgrade by just adding additional characters, making double the front man, just changing a couple small things like that. So it's not really that much a big of a honking change like when we get into Climax Heroes Old, where it's like a big giant transitional change, but here is just an update and nothing more than that. Now, because of that change of double from decay to double is that the main mode of the game has changed, which we'll get into now, which is called Climax Mode. Now, Climax Mode is just like Decay Mode, except a lot more simplified, but in exchange, the mode's a tad harder, but the game does at least give you a chance to screw up. I'll explain it like this. When you first start Climax Mode, you start out with Double himself, and then he's the only rider you have available. As you beat the missions that are in front of you, you unlock additional riders, and they have missions. And once you beat them, they become Double's extra men, I guess if you could say it like that. Like, let's just say, for hypothetical purposes, that Double was in a fight and he happened to lose. As long as Double has continue points and has an additional rider to use those continue points, another rider can take his place and finish the mission. And with that, you can beat the mission without it resulting as the game saying you continue. You may be thinking like, well, that's not really that much of a big, but it is, however, because in order to unlock everything in the game ultimately, you have to beat every mission in Climax Mode in order to unlock the next stage of it, which is called Hell Mode. And as Hell Mode would imply, it's no joke. What it does, it lets you play as the Kaijin monsters and those additional riders that weren't playable in Climax Heroes, and put them in situations that they have no business being in. Because of their limited moveset and things like that, it just makes that tedium just extra retarded, because you pretty much have a couple of things in your favor in Hell Mode. That most of the characters in Hell Mode are a little bit stronger than the riders themselves to try to balance it all. On top of that, every character in the game can rider cancel. We will get into rider canceling when we get into battle basics in a minute, so I won't be hanging on that. But it's just a lot of missions in all of Climax Mode, which I can think of a couple off my head. Mainly a mission with Agito versus the T-Rex Dokkan. There was one where Ryuki has to be 15 riders in 60 seconds. And there was this one when I was playing with the Kate and Kid Hopper was like shooting him all left and right across the screen once he went clock up. It was unbeatable. It wasn't pretty in any way. When you get into like the Hell missions, there's one with the Magma Dokkan, which is retarded because he only had like 2 combos and one special move, and it's just crazy. But I will put it to you this way. If you want the challenge of trying to unlock all the characters for yourself, go ahead and take it. My suggestion, if you want to save yourself the headache and the teething, just download a save. That's really the cut and dry of it all. Really, the cut and dry of it. Either play the game or get a save. I suggest to get a save because the only reason I unlock all the characters is just so I could give you an informative review because I've done it, so you know about it. The only thing crazy about Climax mode that I can really talk about is how the end is unlocked, and I really think I can take time just to explain that. Is that I've unlocked the character 3 separate times just to make sure that there was some kind of specificity. For the most part there is. It's just the end just unlocks whenever he feels like, and there are other characters I think of. I think the tack unlocked randomly for me one time. It's just that I have notes and I can't find them right now. But the end was just that character. They would say he's unlocked, and then at 3 separate points every time I try to unlock all the characters. So I don't know what's up with that. Or there may have been something in my research that I missed about that. But you know, it is what it is. Now, the only other thing that's changed before we get into battle basics today is that the gallery mode has been replaced with double stuff instead of having the cash stuff like before, which pretty much boils down to you trade kind of worry for Hikaru Yamamoto. Depending on how you ultimately approach that, I don't know, is that, kind of more, she's sexy. Hikaru Yamamoto, she's sexy, but it's kind of in her favor right now because she allegedly has ESP. Don't believe me? Google that shit down. You're welcome, by the way. So let's go ahead, we're just going to get into battle basics and the additional characters. Now, like I said in the Climax Heroes review, is that there were characters that were playable to a degree or not playable at all. Those characters are now playable with a couple of additional characters. The first additional character is Kaiser from 5. You have Hit Hopper, Punch Hopper, and a Salad Worm, all from Kabuto. You have the Delta from Yuki, and you have, like I said, the T-Rex and the Magma Dopant Farm Double. And they are all playable. Now, how it works with the character select screen is that for every rider except for Double and Decay, you can hold the button. I just put it on the end for an example. And if you notice, I'm holding the plus button on my classic controller. It also works on the Wiimote too. Is that you will see that his name is pulsating. Now, that shows you that you unlock the character that you unlock the character that you can now use a hidden character. I think the real hidden character, I think, is Punch Hopper, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure, but I tried to remember it off before I started the review. But you can hold the plus button and then you can select the character. Now, here is the hypothetical, not the hypothetical, the problem here. Because this game still does not support mirror matches, you can't put matches together, like for example, 5 versus Kaiser, because in order to select Kaiser, you have to hold the start button and then select 5. Because you can't have mirror matches, so it can't be 5 versus Kaiser, or Dark Kabuto versus Kabuto, or Ryuki versus Ryuga, and things like that. So you can't really set up those dream match scenarios like you really want to. Just know, however, the shining light below, the shining light at the end of the tunnel, is that Climax Heroes take care of this by giving every single character the long character select spot. Now, before we get into battle basics, I just think one more time, that just to remind you guys, a fun little trick is that you can use the character selection as a case set. So we'll just do it one last time for just posterity space and just deal with me for a second. And I'm going to let Mr. Mark Oda take over.
Agito, Ryuki, Fox, Play, Yuki, Kabuto, Demo, Kiba. Final Kamen Rider, Decay.
And if you've done it for the first time, a screen would have popped up and told you that you've unlocked the case complete form. The only way you can select the case complete form is that you have to go all the way to the bottom, and then you have to select the complete form. You can't select your final, you can't select form ride, final form ride, is just that. You can select a form ride, but you can't select a final form ride because they give you the complete form. But we're going to get into battle basics with 5 in the room here. So, you know, so we can teach you how to stunt, ladies and gentlemen. Now, however you want to take this is just depending on you. The game has some depth in it to it, whatever who tells you what. And I'm going to try to get into some depth with you by going over some of your basic commands and things like that. So, just work with your boy. Now, at our screen currently, if you look at your top left, that picture represents the character you currently select. Just in case you're in the middle of a battle and you've all of a sudden forgot who you are, there shouldn't be a problem because the game doesn't have mirror matching. You can look to the top left and then remember that information. The green bar next to your character's picture is the life bar, and it's separated in 3 parts. It's green is level 1, yellow is level 2, and 3 is your final level red before you die. It kind of puts me in the mind of Fatal Fury, like the real boss series, where you get multiple life bars, which I think is cool. Shout out Fatal Fury, by the way. Below that, you have that empty bar. That is your guard bar. Now, every character is different when it comes to guard bar, and in the wider gauges I'll get into a second. Everybody takes damage differently for the most part. Everybody's guard gauge fills up at a different rate, and everybody can ride a charge at a different rate. So every character has their pluses and minuses, which adds some depth to the game, because if you know that character X can charge his rider gauge faster than character Y, or that character Y can take more block damage than character X, you can all formulate it into a battle plan if you really want to get that serious. And as I did speak about earlier, the rider gauge at the bottom is usually represented. The circle at the end is usually the icon of the rider, and it's separated in 4 rider gauges. Now there are different things that enter your rider gauge, and I'll name them now. The rider cancel, which we'll get into a second, takes 1 meter. A summon takes 2 meters. A guard cancel summon, when you do a summon while you're blocking, that takes 3 meters. Also, a transformation needs a full bar to start in it, and it just slowly empties your gauge, and then you revert to your previous form, and then a rider finale, which fully empties your gauge. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get started. Now, every character has some basic attacks. You have your low attack, your light and your strong. I guess it's better to say light and strong with that. You also have special moves, and I'll show off 5 now. In the air for the most part, which is 5 is turns to smash, so that most riders, when they jump in the air, they usually do a rider kick of some sort. In 5's case, if you do neutral with no pressing the direction of button, he does the grand finale. And in 5's case, he only has 3 steps. He can do the special step with either forward, back, or down in the second button. Also, when you press the summon button, most characters do have some sort of summon that they can do to get themselves out of trouble, like you saw 5. And you can also cancel into the 2, and it doesn't cost any additional meter or whatever. Next, you can roll left or right using the certain button, so you know you need to roll left and roll right. It's different for the configuration from the Wiimote and Nunchuck to just using the classic controller. Now, let me get into that real quick too. The rider charge. You just hold down when you're in a neutral position and you will charge. Like I said earlier, everybody charges that gauge and it fills up at a different rate when using the rider charge, so make sure to keep that in mind. Also, the most important move in your arsenal, to me anyway, you can ask anybody, they'll tell you different, is the rider cancel. Depending on your configuration, is different. Is that on the classic controller it's forward twice, and on the Wiimote it's the C button. And you can transform too by pressing the transform button. So, you can transform as well, and like you see, it's emptying your gauge slowly. And it empties your gauge slowly. And this is the rider finale, and this is 5's actual Climax Heroes. This is going to get real sketchy for me. only real ugly for the person about to wake up with the hangover. Good night. Time up. And there you go. Now, if you didn't notice, before we go back, and I'm gonna show you guys something else, is that you can hear like the rider belt noises, which are real cool through the Wii mode. I really think that's an extra immersion too, and I really like that because you can feel like you're your favorite rider. Now, before we get out of here, I just want to show you guys Double and how Aiden actually implemented him in the game. And I'll pick the end again. Is that when you pick certain riders, just to segue back, is that you can pick a form. In Double's case, which makes absolutely no sense to me myself, is that you can only have Cyclone, or you only can have Cyclone as one soul memory, and then you get to choose between either Heat or Luna. I like Heat because I can do Heat joke, and he got some nice combos when you do a maximum drive, so I feel like that, So it's like, you'll see, is that, because I'm about to show you something that blows this game out the water. This, however, even when I show you this, it doesn't make Double like God in this game, but with correct usage, you could probably beat most people that don't pick kick hopper or punch hopper and don't know the answer. So let's go ahead, let's get started. Now, the thing we're talking about today, let me knock you in down a little bit. When you do a body change, is that if you notice, the wind isn't moving. The time is going down, but he's slowly getting up. And it makes no sense. Is that you can really use and abuse that if you want. You can really abuse doing body changes. It's like extra standard. It's just, I don't know how Aiden did just, make a special configuration for Double, like using lesser A for soul minis and writing A for like body changes, which makes no sense. Before we get out of here, get up. Now that is the other thing that I didn't like, but when the game came out, this is the only freaking finisher they knew about was the Joker experience, so I can't really hate it extension. But I would have really loved to see like I would really love to see like the different finishes with Double's other forms, which would have been real cool. But like I say, Double is just messed up. Is that because you have to use a body memory for a summon. It's just that it uses it as a transformation. I don't know why. Oh yeah, and that's another weird thing, is that whenever you use your support, you use your summon with Double, what it does, he changes it to like, in this case, Cyclone Metal, changes it to Cyclone Metal, and it gives you like a temporary maximum drive. So, I don't get it. I don't think I'm supposed to. And even if I did, it wouldn't make no sense. Let's go ahead and get back to the Cash Collect screen. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Now, like I said, Kamen Rider Climax Heroes does it. For me, it gets an 8.5 because I gave Climax Heroes a 7 for making the attempt to pull all the major Heisei riders together and then some, and making it work to a degree. Aiden really stepped the game up, but the whole particular point to me still is that you can't really do your dream match thing, and it's just wrecking my brain that you can't. But it's a nitpick. It's a nitpick that ultimately in the next consideration of the game gets picked. So you can't go wrong with that. It's like you have a whole bunch of characters to play as. The game being having its depth with the rider camping and your support summons and things like that, which it's a fighting game that has some depth if you want to introduce that depth into the game. So it's not like the game is like mad shallow or something, and it's not at all. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jet up out of here. Like I said, you know it is your boy, Rex Soprano, a.k.a. the king of YouTube, a.k.a. Triple the God, a.k.a. Rex Rose, a.k.a. Waffle Stomper in the building. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to jet up out of here. Like I said, it's your boy, Rex Soprano, you know what it is. holla back.